Hello, amigo. Eagle Gardens, Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is episode 810.2 Weed Nerd World. Mary J. Blige in the background. Pause that dude. Get this chat box out. Check. Please leave your situations at the door. What's up, J5420? Mr. Marshall Artist, how you doing? There we go. Chat out there in the right place. Drew's what's up? Please set your top chat to live chat. Blow your mind. No drama. What you guys smoking on this evening? Rolling up a little bit of biscotti mince times fucking, I don't know what the fuck is. It's on the tray. THC rise. Cheers to you. How has your weekend been? Mine has been okay. No complaints here. No haters. Fucking A. What's up, Brett Anderson? Smoking some Bugatti. It's there. Man, yeah, they're a hard time rolling that one off the tongue. Stoner dude, what's up? I don't know why I just felt some Mary J. Blige tonight. Last sour tangy, dipping it into some peach. Ooh, damn. Nice. Good way to go out right there. Operation time that stands for me. Alright, I need that light. Spaghetti. It's up. What's up, organically blunt? You clean off these here glasses. Things are filthy, especially on the good eye side. Yay. I get him, drag out the earbud, Cannon Trooper popping in. What's up, Blue Ultras? Bluetooth is now connected.
What up? Feel like I'm back in high school.
I can't hear you yet. I'm being stupid. There we go. What's up, Trooper? Yeah.
Not much, man. Feel like I'm back in high school with this music.
Some good music, man. Still good.
I remember when this song came out. I was like sophomore or junior in high school, and there's this one kid who used to push some of my bud for me, and anytime he rolled into the school parking lot with his Jeep, always had that song on. Whenever he pulled out of the parking lot, he had that song on. And I was just like, what the fuck, man? That's like your intro and your outro. Everybody knows you're here when they hear that song.
Right on. Some people are like that, man. They just won't fucking even leave that parking space until that whatever cruising tune's on and up.
Oh yeah, this shit was funny. So like anytime I hear this song, I think of him. I think of the dude because I was just like, what the fuck? He like made an impression.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. How's your weekend been?
Glorious. I worked 78 hours this week, and I had worked like 72 hours before Friday started, and I was gonna take all of Friday off, but they were like, we need you for stuff. We need you on this meeting. We need you on that meeting. We need your opinion on it. I was like, oh my god, just let me go. I just want to sleep.
Some days are like that.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to chill on Friday because like I was spent from the week. But that's the thing is I just been kind of like I chilled yesterday or yeah during today this morning and then I got some like personal chores done for the week, did some laundry and stuff like that, cooked myself some food, I don't know, stretched out, took a walk, kind of relaxed and centered myself a little bit, and then I got to work on some like designs, some plans and stuff first, and shit I got down there working in the pipeline. So we'll see what happens for the rest of the weekend. See how much motivation I have.
Shit, you only got a few hours left of the weekend, pretty much.
I know. That's what I'm saying. What's it called? Was it Friday night? I went and saw Madam T, and she gave me a new candle. This shit's smelling pretty good.
Right on.
Yeah. I can't see it. There it goes.
That's pretty cool that you're seeing her on the regular. Pretty cool gal.
Yeah. She anytime I see her, she gives me like a fucking candle. So that's pretty cool. It's like I got a couple.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've gotten a few from her over the years, and super cool gal. Of course, with the Madam and Chicha, they brought the Witchy Weekends.
Oh yeah,
you know, they were the kind of the introduction into cannabis. The canna witches basically
that's
kind of
funny.
help open our eyes up to the green witches.
Yeah, that shit's funny. No, I have Chicha. She's in a chat room with me. I have a Grow Heroes chat room that I do, and she's in that thing. And then like we got a couple people that are from the show in there and stuff too. But we just like chop it up in there and like kind of it's fun. And then what's it called? Like I said, I see Madam T on the regular because she's local to me as well. That was interesting finding out that we were local to each other. So. But she's smart. She's got like a big job. She's like
she's like a lab assistant, doctor, lab assistant, or lab technician.
She's got like some sort of graduate degree or like working on her doctoral or some shit like that. You know, so she works in like a genetics lab and shit.
Right on.
Yeah. Like I meet up with her and it's like hard for us to stop talking because like it's like god damn we just gotta shut up.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah,
it's nice to see people like that at least I met through the show kind of come together a little bit, you know what I mean? See them actually. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a whole little sub network underneath the layer of the show.
Yes, there is. Yeah, it's been a pretty good weekend. Pretty nice here in Michigan anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw you working out earlier. How'd that go?
Good. First time in a couple of days that I've been there. Felt nice to get in there and sweat some shit out.
Oh yeah, man.
And so it's been pretty good so far. It's a little mix, but it leans heavy to the biscotti mints. I think it's the better half of the joint.
Nice. Yeah, I still got a bunch of Pedro rosin.
Nice.
I'll have this stuff for a little bit. I gotta go put some more in the jar, but I still got a lot left. So.
Every time I try to like cherish some fucking hash like that, I realize as it starts, it don't go bad, but it changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, might as well just smoke that shit instead of fucking trying to cherish that shit forever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we'll get a fucking like ounce and like throw it in the goddamn freezer, and like one of us will hold on to it and stuff, and then we'll split it up like when we need it. We'll ration it out to each other so we don't blow through it and shit. So it's just teamwork, kind of staying on it and making sure like we both have a supply and shit too. So
well, it's always fucking more economical to buy in bigger bulk,
yep.
batches. Save yourself both some fucking money. That's
yeah, you just got to find a friend you trust like that and stuff, and you guys can just go in and save money, so it's a lot better that way.
Right. Most definitely. So you guys hypothetically, allegedly got some of your own coming?
Pepper is going to be making it. He's got the lab set up. He's got a cool bot. He's got the vessels. He's got the everything. He spent like $10,000 on getting everything. So I help him out when he needs a hand, but he's just working right now. He just moved into his house and stuff. So he's taking a little time off so he can get the house right, get it all set up, spend time with the family and stuff.
Nice. Super important.
Yeah, so once he's got that out of the way, once he's got like summer vacation probably out of the way or something like that, then he'll probably be like, hey man, I need a hand, So we'll see. And we'll see if I have the schedule to give him too. So that's also the other thing is like sometimes he's just got to do it on his own. Because like we live in separate towns. I've got to go like to his town.
How far in between?
An hour.
It's not so bad.
No, it's not bad at all. It's just like we just have to coordinate is all.
Why is the whole ride home always quicker than the ride there?
Because you have someplace to be.
I buy that.
Yeah.
It does though. It does. The ride home almost always is quicker for some reason.
Yeah, no, because like you said that shit, and like I go through that every time I go to see him. I'm like, I gotta be there, I gotta get there, and I'm like, move, bitch, move, Like last time I was on the show with you, like someone like cut me off. I was like, dick. I had to move away from them and shit. Because I was driving and everything, and I was just like, I probably looked like an asshole on the show. Oh well.
The fucking road rage should be covered with like a mandatory smoke break at whatever. You know what I mean? You pull off to the side of the road, you better be like, you got that joint to back that up, motherfucker?
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy because like right where I'm at, I've got like a few converging highways all surrounding like this area of the city I live in. So there's one highway here, there's one highway here, and there's another highway here. And I'm in this like little triangle right in the middle, and you can get to like anywhere. People are nuts going in and out around it and stuff. So me just like getting back into like where my neighborhood is, everybody's getting on and off right there. And I'm trying to like get over slowly. People are like, I'm like, fuck you, dick,
Oh, is it like one of them fucking Detroit exits where like you got people getting on, getting off, and you practically got to just like swap real quick?
Yeah, everybody's doing that and stuff, and that's like constantly around my neighborhood, the section of the town I live in, and like the state fairgrounds are here, the fucking like local university stadium, the local sports team stadiums right here next to me and stuff. So it's just like it's a nice area. I really like it, but when there's an event or when it's like a Friday or Saturday night, it gets busy around here.
Guess we should take time out to say Happy Mother's Day to the mothers that are probably not watching right now.
Yeah, you're right. It is Mother's Day. I should have said that. I was on a video chat with my friend Alyssa before I got on this, and I should have said it to her.
This would be my for like real second, I guess, but the last one wasn't as freeing as this one, like Mother's Day, where I'm like, I ain't got shit to do today. You guys, good luck to all you guys. I'm fucking doing what I want today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call my mom today. I have a complicated relationship with my families. So I recently just like started talking to them again because they'll never call. My mom's one of those people. She's just like, she'll ask my stepdad, she'll be like, I miss my son. And then he'll text me, be like, you should call your mom. I'll be like, she can fucking call me too. You know, the phone works both ways. It's not a one-way radio, man.
Yeah, I have definitely been on that argument a couple of times for sure.
So it's just like, I didn't call her there for 6 months just to prove a point, and she didn't call me. I was like, fuck you.
I see this as a standoff. I like standoffs.
Yeah, exactly. I was getting too comfortable with it, so I was like, all right, I gotta be a good son and I gotta call my mom. So I broke the ice on Easter, and I could hear my stepdad. He answered the phone, and then he held it up and showed my mom, and she was just like, wow. And before she picked up, so I knew that's like what he was doing to her.
Well, when it's like that, man, I mean, you should save it. Tomorrow, special occasion. He called. He's on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so but at the same time, it's just kind of, I don't know. Like I said, I have a complicated relationship with my parents. They lost custody of me in high school and stuff like that. So it's just like, it's weird. It's odd. Let's put it that way.
That is quite a little different twist, but
yeah. It was funny. The CPS people came in to the house and they saw me taking care of my sisters and running the household and stuff. They're like, no, where are the parents at? They were nowhere to be found.
Excuse me.
Here. No, you're fine. I got a nice little burger here. I'm gonna get myself rocking and rolling on the high.
I feel like that fucking the piano player on the Peanuts while I'm typing just face down.
What's his name? Linus?
So yeah, I think so.
Peppermint Patty was obsessed with that dude.
That's funny. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Yeah. I think that was like the first like female cartoon character that wasn't gonna take no for an answer on shit like that, right?
It's funny, there's so many chicks that are like that now too. You're just like, they're just like, I want it, give it to me. You're like, oh. Cheers.
Cheers. I've been smoking like a chimney the last few days. I don't know what it is. It's like just like my tolerance. Just it's like it was taking oil for a few days, and I missed yesterday. But I'm sure that has something to do with it, but it was more like a light switch. It wasn't like, yeah, it was like, I'm getting high, I'm getting high, I'm getting high. Fucking, I can't get high for shit.
Do you have access to nootropics like mushrooms, like lion's manes and stuff like that?
Not natural, not necessarily fresh, but I do take like some mushroom supplements. I drink, of course, that mushroom elixir drink that has a few in there. This four brain, which has got like 5 different kinds of mushrooms in it.
If you take some of the focus nootropics, some of the focus mushrooms, something I found is that when you go to like get high after they've taken effect, you'll have a more increased experience that's like more cerebral and more thought-provoking.
Right. I've been noticing that like, and it seems to be more just me. I thought it was just me that like was getting kind of short memoried a little bit, but it seems more and more people I talk to are having more like short memory problems and shit.
I mean, there's such a saturation of information and stuff that we have to know on a daily basis that we're constantly learning new stuff every single day. I mean, what do you do with an old hard drive? You gotta fucking you gotta format it every so often. So you gotta give yourself time to format your hard drive, man. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to absorb new information.
So Marshall Artist is asking for he need an update on the eye, I guess. So fucking what was it? Wednesday, I think. Yeah, I've seen the doctor. Yeah, it was Wednesday. And Friday was last time. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of last week, and then back Monday. So Friday I went in and Wednesday he told me to take the dilation drops on top of the other drops every hour, but the dilation drops twice a day to try to keep it dilated. Friday when I went in, my eye was partially dilated, so he could kind of look in there slightly and see that he didn't see no like damage on the back side of the eyeball. The iris was still attached and necessarily didn't see anything alarming. But then again, when he looked in there, he kind of like, before he told me anything, he had this like reservation kind of look like, what do I want to say here? It seemed like, but fucking, so the pupil itself wasn't actually fully dilated yet. It fucking was still like in a weird pattern. It wasn't circular. And that's what he told me was basically it was stuck to my eyeball. So, and by keeping the drops going, it was slowly pulling back from my eyeball a little bit. And by it like being misshaped, them were the spots that had pulled back, but it was still trying to release from the eyeball. So, like I said, he got a little bit of a look in there, but not 100%. He told me to keep on the drops over the weekend. Again, every drop, every hour on the hour waking, and to keep with the dilation drops 2 times a day until Monday, and then we'd take a look again. The eye feels better and is back to white, other than what's going on inside the iris itself, or the eye. You know, the eye color still has changed. So blue and blue green. I don't know if that's going to be permanent, but it is very prominent right now. You can definitely tell I've got 2 different colored eyes now. And the vision is still the same. We're hoping, and I'm still being told that maybe as the eyeball heals, maybe I will start to regain vision back in that eye. He said something, but I didn't quite. There was something that if everything's going well Monday, he may be able to do to help regain a little bit of vision in that eye. But again, it's this is going to be an ongoing thing. This is 4 weeks now with not even be able to see in that eye. And it just kind of going back and forth. He told me too Friday, he's like, you got my number for a reason. If anything changes, do not be afraid to fucking call me over the weekend and at least talk, or I can, come in and take a look. It ain't that far. So that's the update with the eye. Just hoping for the best and staying positive.
Gotta stay positive, dude. Fucking, it's gonna get better. I mean, there's been a couple times where I've just been like, fuck, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. And it wasn't that I wasn't like, in the end, like I was lucky. Like I thought I was gonna lose the bottom of my leg. I thought I was gonna fucking like half my face is gonna be fucked up. It's just like I had a bunch of like shrapnel damage and stuff after a bomb went off, and I was helping all these other people and stuff, and then like I was getting them like all situated, and then I'm helping the medics and the corpsmen out that are there and everything with the QRF, and they're like, hey, when we get back, get checked out. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like they just pointed to my face or their face like this, and I went up to the Humvee mirror and I was like, my fucking face had blood like all over it. Like I could not see my fucking skin color because it was covered in red. And I was like, I fucked myself up. I was like, what did I fucking do? Because like I signed up for the military. I put myself in that situation. Like, I was like blaming myself in the moment before I knew. And like I got back to the fucking like the cached aid station and stuff, and like they fucking put saline water on me and everything, cleaned them all out, and it really wasn't that bad. It was just because like your head bleeds a lot. But then like yeah, and then like after I got shot in my shin and stuff like that, like I didn't really care when it happened, but later that day when I started like taking the pack out to clean it out and stuff and like looking at the fucking hole, I was like, I could like look into my fucking leg and see inside my leg and shit. I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna lose this, aren't I? And I didn't. I stayed on it the whole time. They just packed it again, gave me antibiotics. I was fine, dude. Like I barely realized it was there other than like a fucking sharp pain here and there. Like I got fucking lucky. Dude. And then like I've had throat surgery and I slipped a disc in my back and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be like this forever. And like I've healed. So it's amazing what the body can do.
I agree. I've had a few like good comebacks myself, and I'm hoping this will be one of them. Another one anyway.
Another one.
I was a little bummed out, man. Today I was supposed to be in Cali fucking for the Emerald Cup. Got my ticket yesterday, email, fucking VIP, fucking come hang out, after party, fucking whole 9 yards. And I'm like, motherfucker. And then as I'm like, I texted him yesterday and I was like, thank you, but I'm, unfortunately I'm gonna have to pass, fucking stupid shit, yada yada yada. And then I'm like on Instagram yesterday and fucking Amelia Jensen rolls across Emerald Cup. Amelia Jensen, Lifetime Achievement Award for hash, gonna be at the cup. And I'm like, oh my god, I would really love to fucking meet her. You know what I mean? No, like, yeah. There's a couple of awesome people that tell me, fucking this is for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everybody has their reasons for everything, but at the same time, bro, getting out to the triangle and stuff like that, that's a lot of money, especially for that weekend and everything around the holidays, because in December, it's a lot of cash that you got to drop for that one thing.
Well, this round was looking pretty good for today. Would have been pretty well taken care of, but pretty fun.
Yeah, I almost went out with Pepper, and when he went out like the science crew a couple years ago, and then when I saw the price tag, I was like, fuck, I can't do that. I mean, I can do it now if I like easily now with this job and stuff, but like with the job I had before, no, I couldn't do it. But I don't even want to do it now with the job I have. Like, even though I've got like more financial security with that, it's just kind of like I want to hold on to like what I got. Getting stingy in my old age.
That's understandable, really. But
I've just been on the road for a long time, and it costs a lot of money to stay on the road. So I've never been able to ever hold on to my stuff. And now that I like put down roots and I got a better gig, I'm just like, I feel like fucking Scrooge McDuck some days, just like want to slip in my fucking bank account. You know, I'm like, yes, I feel safe and secure.
yeah, I can get that too, but that same aspect, dude. That's only a fucking means, my friend. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
It's nice to have that cushion, but man, you ain't out there and enjoying that fucking shit. You know what I mean? What does it all mean? You can't take that shit with you, but you know the things that you build, you know, put into your soul, that kind of happiness. You know what I mean? That's it. We that's still unknown. You know, is that going to carry into the next life? Is that you know?
I'm not done with my adventure. I'm not hanging my hat up because like I've clearly had a different type of a life. But it's just not gonna stop that path either. I'm just charging up for the next level is all. Because I got a lot of stuff I need to buy. I got land and stuff. Actually, I've been talking about this a little bit lately on like some of my lives and stuff. Been getting into hold on.
Green Fingers was trying to get in.
There we go. Can you read that?
Kinda. Let me get close enough. Yeah. All right.
All right. So agroforestry is like I'm really getting big into that. I remember hearing about it when I was in my botany program back in school, but it didn't have. I mean, they were doing mass production applications of it, but it didn't have all the data in like they do now from it. And it's an ancient farming technique and stuff, so it's been around for a long time. But now they put like modern crop management to it in a way that's more profitable. So then you have to go read this. And this is by the USDA, actually. They have a whole, what is it, National Agroforestry Center within the USDA. And this is some of the information that they've collected over the years. And this helps like prove some of the profitability from doing like farms and woodlands and what is it, like silvopasture, which is just like pasturing of your animals in your farmland and stuff like that. So basically, you're going to have like native grasses, you're going to have trees, you're going to have like your livestock, and you're going to have your food crops, like all in one. And like your native grasses will, and like also weeds that you find and like undergrowth that you find in the forest. You're going to want to have like certain species in there. They'll help manage certain bug populations that help like with your IPM and everything like that. And also having like native flowers and having bees and everything in there. It's just, you're creating an ecosystem that has like all the layers from like where the river starts all the way out to the field and the meadow, all the way to the forest, but you're condensing it and so that you have it all right there. And then you just move it down each year or each season. The rows that you're in, you'll have like a row of like your food, you'll have a row of trees, you'll have a row for your livestock. And then the next year, you'll just move them down a row so that all like the piss and the shit from the livestock and then all the bark and stuff from the trees that you grind up and everything, it all gets tilled into the ground and becomes part of it. And it makes it so that it pretty much has its own like nutrient cycle, its own life cycle, its whole like everything. And it has been proven to grow better crops not just like more crops that make you more profitable as a farm, but better, healthier crops that are more nutritious for the end user as well. Then on top of that, you must be having phone issues. On top of that, if you take 1 acre and you turn it into agroforestry for an entire year, and it's like operating at peak, it'll take out carbon emissions out of the environment. 3 cars, like an entire year's worth of 3 cars, carbon emissions will be taken out of the environment per 1 acre of agroforestry that's being done. So this is like not only to be making more nutritious food in higher quantities, but it's also making more revenue avenues for the farmer as well. So they're not dependent on one crop or one revenue source through the season. So say your potatoes get sick or your apples get sick or something like that. You've got all these other things that you can depend on instead of like one gets sick, they all get sick, and you got to control it from there. And it eliminates monoculturing, but then it also cleans up the environment as well. And it repairs all the soil that has been damaged for fucking decades by the Monsanto and other big ag and chemical companies. So I really like it. Sorry, that was a big, long-winded speech.
Sounds pretty interesting for sure.
Yeah, I really want to get into it.
Just a little like looking through the people.
Floating head, yeah.
Am I here? I'm gonna get through this hole. It's like he's like honestly like trying to run through that hole. Like he fucking backs up and just bangs at it until he breaks through.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Here we go again. Did he lube up for this run? Oh, that's green 13.
What up?
What up? You make it look so easy. Green Fingers is been trying to bang his way in for like 5 minutes now.
Why? What's the matter with it? It was easy.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to bang into a password problem.
How you doing, my friend?
Doing good, thank you. How are you?
Good.
You've been to the gym?
Yes, I have. Get my road work in.
Yeah.
Anything planned special for the missus today?
Oh, it's not Mother's Day here.
Not Mother's Day there?
No, you shit me
Nah.
up there. So I was suddenly like, what the fuck's he? What the fuck? Oh, yeah, it's Mother's Day in America. It's not Mother's Day here. It's not, is it?
No. Ah. So do you guys have a Mother's Day over there?
Yeah.
So why not the same then? That's now I'm curious.
I'm curious too. I'm just having a look.
If they were gonna start like a card holiday and shit, you'd think they would like same day it or some shit.
No, man, they got to make different money in different markets.
Yes. Spread it
Maybe,
out
yeah.
through the quarters, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Send the paper over there. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're 10th of March.
Yeah, it's a whole different quarter and shit. That's one way to level out the books right there.
Actually, she's old enough now that that's kind of her job anyway, really. Yeah, and she did her job, so yeah, she made stuff from the beach. She found a stone that was like a heart and glued a load of shells on it. So way better than some purchased nonsense.
What you smoking at?
So French cookies is what it is.
That's a first right there. That's the first. I don't think I've ever seen you hold up a jar, like, another jar anyway. Your jars, yes. Another jar, no.
Yeah, this is that's the proper medical cannabis from the dispensary. Well, we call it pharmacy. So that came from the doctor. Yeah. And this is non-irradiated, supposedly.
Looks nice.
It's all right, huh?
It's not bad. Oh yeah, man. How do you like it?
This one I like. The other one tastes irradiated. But they're just feeling their way, really. So it's interesting to see. I could have picked this up several years ago, but it would have been irradiated rubbish, and it just would have not what I wanted to do. But I think just in the last, I don't know how long, but 6 months maybe, they've started doing it properly. And it feels incredible to do, really. Like, it's an expensive way to legitimize yourself, but it's how it started with you guys. And like, there are people who won't let their medical go, and so that's kind of how I feel about it in a way. Like, my neighbor can't come and have a go at me, nothing like that. It's like, and I'm not going to be stupid and start fucking sitting on the fence line doing bongs or anything, but it just means that it's like, oh, sorry about the smell. Yeah, I mean, it offends you. Well, actually, it just means if that conversation has to happen, then it can be done with calm, and
be like, I apologize. When would a proper time that doesn't bother you be?
For me to look after my house. So it's an incredible thing, and it seems to have bled its way through my entire system and life, really. Like, it just,
I wanted to wear my first card around like a backstage pass card, just like around my neck, just like.
Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly, really. And nothing changed here specifically in the law. All that changed was some of the clinics are now prepared to give out flower that isn't irradiated. So they're taking that on themselves, I think, to say, actually, we think this meets the microbials without it. So, yeah, it's a good start.
So is there like a caregiver program at some point? Will you guys be able to contribute to the system, or is the system too well in place now to where they're like, yeah, it ain't gonna happen?
It's not well in place at all. There's like a seriously tiny handful of clinics, and like maybe 5 in the whole country that I know of. And so it's licenses that are given out by our government, and it's entirely shady. And I don't know enough about that to talk about it, but I know that it's only just that there was more than 2 that made it where the price is just halved, really, in the last little while, because they put a few more licenses out and that kind of stuff. So it's very early days. Definitely no caregiver. They won't even. You see, the problem we've got.
The fact that it's still like a medical approach and not full on recreation party time. they're still recognizing that it is a municipal plant. It does have value in that regard.
We always have this problem because we have the National Health Service. So that is, you know what that is. That is, we go into hospital without paying insurance. So it's them who decide what drugs get given out, and they will not prescribe cannabis. They don't want to hear about it. So the law changed, and they didn't give out any prescriptions. They gave out 2 to people who were
like dying.
Well, I think it was, something serious. And so that's when the government gave the clinics the opportunity, because the NHS are like, look, we're not giving it to you, fuck off. And even when I applied for this, it put a marker on my medical record, my National Health Service medical record. And it's like, oh, you sneaky fuckers. Not everyone can see that, but I can see mine as it happens. So, yeah, it's just interesting. And I'm just over the moon about it, really. Just over the moon about it.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean I want to do this a lot, but it does mean that it covers my butt once a quarter or something.
Oh, it's nice to, especially early on phases, to go in and see what's available and check some shit out. Most of them, you could at least hear, you could go in and get, a freebie, free gram, t-shirt, edible usually. So when you get that card, it is like a birthday to just kind of go from around town. Yeah, I've never been here before. Oh no, here's a t-shirt and fucking free gram. Have you tried one of these edibles? Why no?
So this works differently to that. Oh, there, you got it working. This comes through the mail, so you don't get to see anything. You just don't get to have a conversation, and then it's delivered by secure courier.
Not a bad thing either.
I was laughing with my wife because it was coming with our postal service. And I was like, it's like my birthday tomorrow. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, my medical cannabis is coming. I said, I'm going to go out and have my photo taken with the courier. And
that's funny. It is. It's always really exciting the first time when it's just like, dude, I can do this and not get in trouble.
Did you get that look from the carrier? Like, I knew you were cool.
I was still in bed. He got here so early in the morning. My wife had just got out. It was like 8 something. And, but they do know what it is because it's secure. So they do know.
Give you that look like, I knew you were all right, man.
It kind of stings here anytime you open the door to accept a parcel,
As it should.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a super good year for cannabis.
Yeah.
I mean, a super good year for a lot of things, man. We got a lot of like psychedelics is like FDA approved and stuff, and it's getting recognized like on the international stage too. So pretty exciting times.
And I was gonna indulge tonight, and I kind of forgot, but I'm a little leery. For one, I did a few weeks ago in the mix of all this, and it was all good. And then at some point, it did freak me out a little. Or it didn't freak me out; it fucked with me a little bit. You know what I mean? And then, but with it being the way it is right now, I'm like, I was like I actually like heard him in my head, maybe it'll pull itself back with these drops. And then I thought, what if, psychedelics usually, large head pupil, but big as fuck. I didn't want to that'd be like supersizing them, like dilation drops and shit. You know what I mean? Full on, just rip it right off like a band-aid. And then be in the middle of like bugging out and shit. What's going on? I can't see. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got used to it now. I forgot to fucking ask what actually happened. Some roofing got in your eye or some shit.
It's to be diagnosed, to be honest with you. It's a weird thing because it's a rare condition in itself, and for me to already have it, a couple of times, he's kind of wondering. He thinks he's kind of. I want to believe, and I'm gonna stand firm because we're talking about health shit here, that it 100% had something to do with the contacts, and even more so as I hear the pupil being stuck to my eye like that. I'm thinking like fucking rinsing and putting it back in, rinsing and putting it back in was like too much for the eye. Maybe I dried that spot out or some shit. You know what I mean? Something other than because he's like, that's not it. And there's like 4 ways to get it. So, and that's infection, injury, autoimmune problem, or an anti-inflammatory problem or disease, rheumatoid arthritis, something like that, with fucking something that attacks the joints and shit like that. I'm like, no infection. So yeah, when the injury occurred, it hurt, it leaked clear fluid, but it never crusted up. It was never fucking green shit coming out of it. It just leaked like there was something in it, and it felt like there was something in it. But there for the longest time, he couldn't even look in it. Up until Friday, he couldn't even look in it. So that was 3 weeks in, and with the pupil being stuck and nobody being able to look to the back of my eyeball, basically, to see if there was injury to the back of the eyeball or what was going on. But yeah, it's still in a goofy phase. So
you can see all right?
No.
Okay.
No, I actually lost a lot of vision in that side, and we're kind of hoping that when the eyeball heals, it'll come back. So,
yeah, nasty. Twice since I last saw you, sort of more regularly, my dog scratched my eye. She twice got her claw onto my eyeball, like in a stupid scenario. And oh my God, so I feel you, like, oh my God, it was 2 days of blinking, like, oh my God. It's the worst thing.
You guys are making me want to wear my glasses at all times right now. Just like protect my shits. I'm like so glad I wore like eye protection for the majority of the time I was like overseas. There's so many times where I just like I said, how I got my face fucked up. I was actually like wearing glasses, and like the like little pops and like little cuts and stuff stopped like right at the edge of my fucking glasses and stuff like that. And if I didn't have those things, like I've gotten them all fucking dented and everything by everything, like just fucking shrapnel and fucking just all sorts of shit flying around when you're near like explosions. So it's like you definitely need all the eye protection you can get.
So the neatest and weirdest thing, Green 13, about it all, and I'm still not unsure how I feel about this, because I've always really kind of felt partial that like the blue eyes that I have were like one of my better features. So now the one eye, the bad eye now is a different color. My eyes are different colors now. I have one blue and one blue green. And this one's more to like the green blue side now. But they're definitely 2 different colors now.
Random, Jesus. that wants to go back. That must just be part of the injury, right?
Well, they don't know. He don't know. When he didn't, like, I asked him, I'm like, so that was another moment. I'm like, he's looking in there, and I'm like he didn't even like catch it. I'm like, So what's up with the two different colors now? And he's like, oh shit. Basically, wow. Jeez, that
I didn't
can't be
look at your
good.
other eye.
Yeah, that can't be good if you've never seen some shit like that. I don't know. It's good to be permanent or not. I'm hoping it changed that quick. I'm like, I can change back. That'd be kind of nice. I don't know. A little weird though.
If you're going to be dating, you're going to need both those blue eyes, dude.
Yeah, you would think. Can't see that being a weird, like attractive feature and shit. Wow, you got different colored eyes.
Unless we can do some rainbow shit or something.
Yeah, you're right. That's weird. No, 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 no. Cheers to this here joint. Glasses help me from not should let you guys see how bad I'm really squinting to read and shit though.
Yeah, that's rough. How long has it been? Couple weeks.
We're like going like 4 weeks now. Monday would be the start of week 4.
Is it better than it was?
No. It's better in the fact that it's not as painful right now. I mean, there was like a week solid there where I couldn't even be around light. I literally would take me down to my knees and shit.
Yeah, I know what that's like. That's what it was like with the scratched eye. Yeah. We were watching TV in the dark with me. I remember it was ridiculous. My wife's sitting in the pitch black in the house just so we can try and watch a tiny bit of TV, which I still really couldn't.
So will you be able to, does the medical thing obviously cover you to be able to cultivate?
No.
Just be able to consume?
Yeah.
Right. So I was going to ask you if you're going to throw some outdoors this year. Would you? Could you?
Yeah, but I'm not for a different reason, actually. It just, this is a huge garden that's on 3 sides of this property. It's unbelievably amazing. It's our dream. It's weird. Yesterday, I cut the grass for the second time. It just takes hours, and it's like, I need a bigger mower and shit. But we are basically planting trees all around the border. We're making huge beds, and it's actually all about food and planting fruit trees, and actually then boundary trees, so Leyland cypress. So actually, what I'm doing is making sure that it's private on all those sides before any of that stuff. So we were due to already have a polytunnel by now, but so many projects, so many amazing projects, but it's like, we just don't need another thing to build right now. So,
are you guys going forth on the campground idea there?
Well, that was always an idea, but we'd do that on rented ground because we don't actually want that by our house. So that's definitely an idea. And to rent land around here is very cheap because it's farming country. So yeah, for sure, that's definitely and that's been a quite a long-term plan.
That's like a master subletting plan, isn't it? To like rent from somebody, then to rent it out again in like sections and shit by the room. Kinda, same,
yeah.
Kinda, really.
Yep. Well, it's agricultural land, so you can't do anything with it except stuff like this, really. But yeah, I think we'd invest some money in some toilets and some showers because then you can charge a little bit more. And it just means a busy summer. My little girl can be working and whatever, So yeah, that's definite plan. But actually, having been here 3 months or something like that, we're only just finding, and this is you hear people say this shit all the time, but we're only just getting our feet on the ground. And
Cheers.
like, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Funny.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. I used to love that song, but that's a long time ago. Holy fuck.
Sorry, I had to.
I don't even know what it is. What is it?
I wear my sunglasses at night.
Right.
That's a good
Wicked.
one, though.
So yeah, we only just got our feet on the ground, and we are learning to move slowly, you know, like, and enjoy it. Enjoy each thing we do. And yeah, that's been an incredible lesson, really. And actually, you know, things like this, getting medical card and all that all helps with grounding and moving slow and enjoying what we're doing and stuff like that. So yeah, fuck, loving it.
I threw your name in the hat for like, we were talking the other day about like who we could do for like the epic rants there. Right off I was like, Green 13's got to be in there somewhere. I know there's a good one in there somewhere. We gotta check that.
What were you talking about?
Epic rants.
Okay.
Like the show's histories there.
What might I have ranted about?
I don't know. We've had some like, not so much as rants as like deep thoughts. You know what I mean? We've had some gems over the years, and especially like in the wormhole days, you know. So yeah, she was actually talking about going through and like clipping out like rants of like different shows and just like putting them together in small bits, you know. Yeah,
I love that.
I threw your name in that hat. I was like, yeah. She actually did Pop Shrooms the other day was the first epic rant she clipped. And
who clipped it?
Truth 420 there.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I love that shit, dude. I have never been more in touch with the universe than I am right now. Like, it's a religion for me right now.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm very comfortable to know that that thing is there looking after me, or I'm a part of it, or the center of it, or however you want it to be. Yeah. That's extremely comfortable.
It is. It is. It's been awesome watching like transition in the people in the community that come around like yourself through the last few years. You know what I mean? Because it's documented for, you know, all of us, you know, how we've changed in the last few years, both in character and attitude, surroundings, everything really. You know, these are the days of the weed nerds' lives.
Listen, I'm on our walks right now. I keep telling my wife, these are the days of our lives. These are the days of our lives. Exactly that. Yeah. Yeah,
Man,
for me, it was realizing what I was, who I was. Stop with the fucking wondering what other people think I was. What do I think I was? And that's when it really, you know, oh, I'm that little boy that I was the last time I checked, when I was a actual little boy. Should have checked in before now.
Yeah, it was weird. We were talking a while. I was talking about, you know, Kyle said it in the beginning, you know, a little bit when we were talking about like the episodes and stuff. He's like, man, don't you think it's like kind of like, I don't know. He will, not necessarily greedy, but I don't know. To, you know, do a show every day and expect everybody to watch kind of thing. And
he said that. Tao did.
Yeah, back in the day. And it made me like reconsider about like doing the show every day. You know, fucking that is a little, you know, kind of big headed to ask everybody to show up every day, do this, whatever. And now that I look back at it, man, one of the biggest regrets is kind of have being so like every day, putting so much out there. Because man, I honestly look back, if you take the time to like go back and watch some of the first ones with us, man, them fucking episodes are fucking gold. You know what I mean? Them are fucking that content, them episodes, the way they flow, the general conversation, you know what I mean? They're great episodes, but they're, with putting out a show every day and all that shit all these years, that stuff's getting fucking lost in the wake. You know what I mean? In today's now world, nobody wants to go back and watch the older stuff. You know what I mean? They want to be live. They want to be current. It's all fear of missing out. I want to be there as it happens. So there's so much great shit. So many like Pop Shrooms episodes, fucking like you name it. Fuck that. I look back, I'm like, man, these are like all practically forgotten about. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, how do I, yeah, it sucks that like so much is getting lost, so many good times, all that shit. You know what I mean?
There's so much to ingest.
There really is. I'll get random messages once in a while from like vets that like tune into the show, and they'll be like, "Oh, I went back and watched your episodes and stuff like that, man. Like I'm a vet too. Like we'll connect and talk like that. So it's really interesting. People do go back and watch them, FYI. So they get attached to like certain like topics and stuff, and they go searching through the history of the whole like thing, because you have a lot of content to draw from. So there's like, they're able to go and figure out like things that like specifically they want to know, so it might be good in that context as well as like a library for certain information.
That's one thing that kind of bugs me though now, and like my thoughts into like going to the future, because in my head, we've talked about like how far will this go, how far will I take it, and the idea of the number was 1,000, but anymore, to me now at 1,000, I want to be able to like take this more like seriously. You know what I mean? The production, everything needs to be nicer. You know what I mean? A more professional type feel to it. It'd be nice to even have like some type of like studio to like be able to do one-on-ones and shit like that if want to be, or
If
so
there
it'd
was
be
some
at
sort of
1,000.
facility where you could draw penises, that would be good.
Yeah, no. But yeah, but at 1,000, yeah, it'd be nice to like take things more professional. But what I'm saying though is like the information that you guys are what you're like talking about, there's so much of the content that needs to be going back. You know what I mean? There's like great parts of those conversations like we're talking about that could be clipped out, categorized, put together for other shit. But in my aspect, I lacked. It should have been tagged like I try to do now, keywords, so like it could be found and pulled up under better searches and better descriptions, better. You know what I mean? There's so much room to better. And at 1,000, I'm hoping, at that point that everything's better. You know what I mean? Take everything more with pride.
So you want to set up a studio, huh?
Bigger foundation. Yeah. At some point.
There's three groups of people here, though, isn't there? There's you, there's the people who come on the panel, and then there's the audience, and they may all have different things. I actually don't need this to be better production because I'm just sitting, I come for the chat. I just want to chat. So it already is good enough and really good, Look at your studio right there. It's fucking amazing. So actually, for me, you've ticked that box heavily, but there might be people in the audience who are like, this is scrappy. I really fucking doubt it, actually.
That's
I think
that.
it's you putting pressure on you.
Yeah, well, I think it's more of like seeing some of the other shows and things that are around me.
Say Joe Rogan and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Everybody follows like Joe. Yeah.
Not necessarily Joe Rogan, but I do like fucking GW Smoke Break, awesome production.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just it's it's just it's cannabis and this type of like thing. It's gonna become more and more every day. You know what I mean? So if I'm not stepping it up, everybody else around me is gonna step it up, and then it'll get left behind, basically. So never more time like the present, I guess.
You're not wrong in what you're saying, because like there's going to be new cultures or new communities opening that are going to start plugging into the culture, and it needs to become a little more mainstream for especially like, I don't know, say like the people up in the Midwest are different than the people in the Southeast, and they have different kind of themes and stuff that they just kind of, values that they all kind of like have in their everyday life and stuff like that. You think like we're all kind of that's like pretty similar, but it's really interesting when you like have lived in different areas and you see how people are different. So content that you like and that you want and that you're going to have and stuff is going to speak to certain people, and content that other people are going to have in their region and stuff like that, it's going to speak to other people. So it's just like that all that's going to start opening up. Like you're saying, people are going to start stepping it up here soon. And I've like already seen that. I know people that are preparing for that too. They're getting ready to do their own stuff.
Age is the other thing. I mean,
yeah,
we're not all the same age here, but generally we're all adults. Generally we're all older, and so that's I bet the younger guys watch different content.
Exactly.
They say Zaza more and stuff like that.
I don't even know what that is. So
it's a nickname for exotic.
Yeah, I actually think it also is a strain now.
Yeah, I've just like I've heard it coined as being termed like towards like different strains. So it's like the exotic strains, like the top shelf ones.
Yeah, got to get some Zaza.
Yeah, it just sounds funny.
That's that generation, man.
They are pretty funny.
They need their exotics. They need their Mylar bags. Got to have a collection.
So you guys open to any cannabis events yet? Will that be a thing anytime soon?
I want to do the damn Weed Nerd barbecue, bro.
I would too.
Yeah, we've got events this summer. We've got no weather at the moment. It's been shite. It's just nothing. Maybe I'm thinking it's too early, but it's just grey. Waiting for summer to begin. Not really waiting, but with anticipation. What about you? Eagle events.
That's a funny thing, And again, I hate to. Well, it's back to that fucking thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had a list of events I wanted to go to. This has already fucked me out of one. Now, if this keeps up the way it is, well, I have been on the road and I'm taking short trips on the road, but should I be driving in areas where I do not know where I'm at? Ooh. Oh, so with that, unless the vision thing can kind of take back and I can really kind of fix that, that kind of hinders my travel a little bit. So I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed about a lot of events until this fucking thing levels
For a
out.
month as well, man. For a month.
I everything's kind of like travel events. It's like if I'm yeah. I've never been in my like point in my life where I've never been able to just fucking go.
Do whatever.
Yeah, yeah. The thought of not doing stuff or depending on other shit fucking for whatever reason. It's like I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Hopefully it won't come to that, but right now events, there's a lot on the stage. I might even be I will find a ride for that. I'd be judging for the Gems and Genetics, they had Strain Cup, Genetics Cup. So I may judge for that June 9th. Other than that, next week.
That'd be a nice job, man. That'd be good fun.
There's a Heady in the Clouds event, May 26th. I'm supposed to go to that. Hopefully, if everything goes well, I can fucking, Oh, I've been driving, Robert. I see, yeah. Yeah. It's all good and great during the day. And at night, not so well. At night, it's more of like that first time driving high type thing. It's more of like a wee type thing. Hope nobody's out tonight. I told the guy the other night at the gym, he come out and he thought this pre-workout shit was mine. Yeah, here you go. I'm like, that ain't mine. But thanks anyway, dude. And I tell him, I'm got talking a little bit. He noticed, it's like I'm not wearing my contacts or nothing. I can't fucking see in that motherfucker.
Fuck those contacts for a minute, though. Dude.
Yeah, exactly, really. I'm like, seriously though, man, I can't see. I'm like, stay off the road for like 10 minutes. I give you 10 minutes, man. Give me 10 minutes to be good. Yeah, so at night, so like I'm saying, man, I'd love to hit every one of these motherfuckers, but unless things are still up in the air for a lot of shit.
I went to the local hydro store, and of course the guy's never seen me before, but he was super friendly, and it was an amazing store. It looked like it had been there 100 years, one of them where it was a mess and stuff was everywhere. It was awesome. So I said, I asked him if there was a club, and he's like, no club. But of course, he's never seen me before, So yeah, it'd be nice to find a club around here. That'd be cool. They're more springing up here and there and everywhere, really. But of course, it's an underground thing.
Yeah, they're definitely springing up around here too, at least like small clubs. Different like type of events, stuff, Shit, I even seen, if I've seen right, I believe Country Roots is having like an adult event, adult only, like cosplay weekend, like cosplay event. And I'm like, yeah, they're getting creative with the cannabis nowadays, huh? I see.
Go as a big doobie or something. What's that? Yeah. A big leaf.
I'm sure there's will be a lot of creative minds there. Fucking, I was flipping through one of the social media things today, and there's fucking talking about the random pop up about this place in Detroit that fucking is Pinky's Pizza, fucking making basically medicated pizza to like your specifications. Well, you want a 1,500 milligram pizza? Yeah, no problem. 1,500 Large, there you go. I like, that's pretty cool. Made, you know what I mean? Brick and mortar, fucking kind of edible pizza place. You know, that probably, you know, I could see that being like total. You could turn that into like the old like pizza parlor thing. You know what I mean? Some games, some tables, like pizza, bringing back big old pizza. Fucking everybody, after everybody smokes or some shit. I could see it.
That'd be the shit.
Oh yeah.
Public consumption will be nice, and that fucking I can't wait to go places and just consume.
Yeah, what you're 20 years into your thing and you still have not got that down. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, be whoever you want, except not that person. You know, like fucking hell.
We were close up until the pandemic thing. I mean, where we were gonna get consumption lounges and shit like that. And that really folded a lot of, I mean, like ready to like turnkey type thing. You know what I mean? Ready to open the door. Fuck, you can't have anybody in there, no contact. And then that delay, the regulations, shit like that really killed a lot of people's plan for consumption lounges here anyway. Put a slow to it for sure.
You imagine if that was you in Amsterdam running one of those cafes, right? And like, those people would start to become your guests, you know, people who are your regulars come in, get their coffee, sit down, get their little thing. Like, that's going to be such a pleasant little business to run, isn't it? You know, he likes his coffee like this, and, you know, because it's
that's
going to
be our donut shop. That's the next. Yeah. That's our ages. You know, when I look back and think about the grandpas and the older generations when they'd gather all in the morning, all the old men gathered at the donut shop, man. Sit there, read the paper, complain about politics, yada yada yada. For us, it's gonna be what you're saying. It'll be like a public smoke lounge where we could sit and talk, drink coffee, and fucking. Remember there.
Yeah, you know, my dog sat by my feet, pissing your dog off, and yeah, you know. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. How do you think public smoking ordinances are gonna conflict with like all this stuff?
Well, interestingly, in Amsterdam, they just stopped smoking outdoors. So that's now illegal in Amsterdam.
So now there's precedence too. So,
well, it's just because it's obvious EU law anyway. Oh, what, yeah. You've got a business where you all get together and set fire to shit? Well, there's 100 reasons we don't want that to happen, you know. So
I just see a backlash from the tobacco smokers and shit. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, man. We want to fucking go back to playing bingo and chain smoking and shit.
Which I kind of get. I kind of get from them, you know.
I get it, but at the same time, it's different.
I know.
Like, no offense to cigarette smokers, but I could be walking on the side of the road doing my fucking work that I do, and when someone drives past, a fucking lingering smell of their window being open of them smoking is like I'm sat there like with it for the next like 2 minutes at least. So I'm just like, oh, what the fuck?
I smoked cigarettes for 30 years. And I just didn't give a fuck about what you thought. Shut up. I'm smoking. Fuck off. I'm from that age, right? Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, we could smoke at our desks, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, the reason computers are the color they are is because it's the color of nicotine. Yeah. That's the real reason that they're that kind of off yellow color. Yeah, that's the real reason. Yeah. So, because everybody smoked. And so everything went that color. So they just made it that color. But, when you give up smoking, and it's been like 7 years now that I haven't smoked cigarettes or something, It's foul. It's fucking foul. You realize, oh my God, that was so rude. How did we make it so nasty? Like, when you wake up in the morning and that ashtray and fuck, rank. I am getting to where a little whiff I can enjoy again. Like, oh yeah, them were the days.
I got to that point like 10 years after I had quit, and then like now that it's been like so long since I quit, it's just so detesting to me. Like I just I can't even stand like the slightest hint of it. Just can't.
Yeah. Glad to have given up anyway.
Yeah, me too.
You never smoked cigarettes, Eagle?
I was mainly a chewer.
I remember.
Briefly time where I did kind of briefly smoke, but alcohol always brought out the smoker in me. Man, there'd be times where I'd be kind of like intoxicated and have a chew and a smoke and shit. Double time in the nicotine and shit.
Dude, I know guys like when I was in the army, they were doing that. They would seriously like have a dip and a cigarette, holding their fucking like energy drink, and then they'd be like, I gotta go get me a coffee. And I was like, what the fuck, man?
Dopamine addiction. I just need stuff. Just give me stuff.
Yeah, dude, no, it's just like they're ridiculous. And it's like guys, I understand we've been up since like 4:30 in the morning, but you're fucking wild. Like, I know you're gonna start fucking taking like capfuls off your fucking bottle in your car after lunch PT. So fucking like chill. You guys just like stop putting stuff in your bodies. I need you to be machines.
Yeah, at that age, I don't think any of us were really giving too many fucks about our bodies, though.
Well, that was the thing. It was just like we had like we would go see a nutritionist in our unit and stuff because like they wanted us to like be like on it and be like fit and stuff like that. They wanted us to be on the right diets and everything. They had an investment in us because like we went through a bunch of training and everything. They wanted to make sure that like we could keep kept up and everything. So these guys knew and were told how to be, and they still go against it. And they was just kind of like, as their sergeant and stuff like that, you've got to reinforce what you know is being told to them as doctrine, but at the end of the day, they can make their own choices. And then when we get overseas, man, they crash. The second we get away from caffeine and tobacco, oh my God, it was like you had to deal
away from it.
That.
They're not supplying that shit.
They are on the bases, but we went out. Our deployments that I would do and stuff, we stayed outside the wire the whole time. We did hardship deployments, and so they not always have the access to it. If you could make a deal with one of the crew chiefs on resupplies and stuff like that, you could get some stuff. Or if you had somebody from the Bravo team that was putting all our gear together and stuff, they'll sneak the shit in there with you. But like, it's more or less for booting to have that shit with you on patrol. So
I need to know I've got cigarettes back then, though. Like, I need to know. We're not leaving. I'm not bringing food. Just give me the cigarettes. That's how it would have been.
The thing is that like if they needed it, we'd go source it off the economy. So we'd have like local tobacco. So we'd have that scent on us instead of our American scent. So that's kind of the thing like we would do. So yeah, I was like, hey man, if you're gonna do this, you got to get it off the economy. Like if you're gonna drink coffee, you got to get it through the chicory chai tea at the tea shops and stuff, man. Like I don't give a fuck what you do, but it's gonna be local.
That's okay.
Gotta blend in, man.
Yeah, fuck tobacco.
Yeah. They could go smoke as much shisha and off the hookah as they wanted, man. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, it's not quite the same thing, but I suppose that's right. Yeah, you get your fix. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a thing the other day, and so many other cultures now, it blew me away when I talked to a lot of people. I on your end of the globe there, Green 13, when we talked about like smoking hash and then smoking hash and tobacco. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, really? Why would you do that? It seemed like, you know what I mean? I get it. But it seemed like, if I could just skip it and pipe it, but you know what I mean? But I get it, but in the same aspect, they're talking about how it's transcended today and like with more like just flour and tobacco in a lot of like younger culture today smoking cannabis on your side of the globe there, and it becoming more and more of an epidemic, and them kind of misconstruing somewhat of an addiction to cannabis when it's in fact more of an addiction from the tobacco.
Totally.
And then the side effects of the that the can or the tobacco brings, the added chemicals and yada yada yada, making cannabis not so medicinable, if you will, just overall bad.
You start to hear it. You start to hear it around Cannabis time because all the Americans are like, "Gotta go to Europe and smoke them fucking spliffs. Fucking stinks after 2 hours. You want to be dead, And it's like, yeah, it's nasty. It's fucking bad for you, Makes for a different thing, but it's blunts is the same. Your smoke blunts is the same as our spliffs, probably worse.
It's worse because a lot of those guys get the flavored blunts, and those are horrible for you. It's like a bunch of chemicals they soak in.
Yeah. It's worse because of all the fucking licking that goes on and that fucking putting the blunt together. Just, fucking, and then some, and then some, and then some more, and then one final deep throw. Oh, no, good on that, dude. Yeah, no. Yeah. To me, like I use the roller in like a hemp paper or fucking whatever paper. I like a big joint, which would be close to a blunt, but not necessarily a tobacco wrap blunt. Tobacco and cannabis have no crossroads for me.
So where the hell is Johnny Caniseed?
What's that?
I ain't seen Johnny in ages.
He pops on here and there.
Yeah.
He's recovering from surgery and injuries and stuff like that. So
is he doing okay?
He's recovering.
Seems to be. Yeah. He's still growing and somewhat optimistic and happy. Seems to be.
No, he's doing good. He's being strong every time he comes on. But he can only get up for when he first started coming on. It wasn't like too long after his surgery, so he could only like stay on for so long. So, but I haven't like seen him too much after that. Pretty sure he's like he watches. He's probably watching right now. So, what's up, Johnny?
Hopefully, yeah. Stevie's pretty good too.
What you got there?
I think it's still got some biscotti mints in there.
That's right.
Still kind of cleaning up mixing the tray up a little bit.
Have you got a tent next to you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't nothing in it right now, but that's what I had, the Colombian F2s in there. They're now outdoors. Safely outdoors.
Cool. I've got an unbelievable run going. I can't even believe it.
What you got?
It's too late to fuck it up now as well. It's fucking amazing. Like the spider mites can turn up now. They're too late. My first ever one plant, one room. Like I was just like, mother plant, there you go, you can go in there. Never done just one before in the one space. Oh my God, it is amazing. It's a Mac 1 mum that just, she's very old and trunky, but it's come out like, well, all the leaves have gone black now, red and black, and just wow. And it's just gone it so quick. And then another room I've got Divine Jelly, and that is stacked, unbelievably stacked. Can't wait for that. Cannot wait. Covered in crystals, just nodes, missiles. Yeah, very exciting. Yeah, cannot wait.
It is definitely fun to do a one plant, one space type. It can be done. One plant for a 4x4 can definitely, you can do it.
Yeah.
Optimally, I think for that plant size and that, I think you could push a DWC and just crush it, in that type of environment.
I am so close to doing a DWC. I'm starting to do all the things in my life that I was like, I wish I could do that. I'm just going to fucking do them. Like, and there's no reason why not. So I'm so close to doing a DWC. I just kind of want to do it, you know? Like, it's not what I'm about, but I kind of want to do it. So I'm going to do it. You ever done it?
No, not me.
Would you say the DWC?
Yeah.
So I'd recommend doing an RDWC just to if you're going to have multiple buckets, connect them together, you'll reduce some labor, but also make a PVC frame for the bucket to sit up on so you can drain them without moving the plant like out of the bucket and stuff. So something I do is if I've got 4 of them, I'll make a ring and that drains into the ring. That way, like it has to be a ring, otherwise it won't drain out the right way. The suction, when it starts to come out, will pull out everything it needs. So pressure, once you start draining it, will get there. So have little ball valves that go into black vinyl PVC and everything. So I don't know. I used to design these things for people. So if you want to get into it, let me know. I'll help you out.
I kind of had a little look. And obviously, I used to follow Loki Grows, so I know about the RDWC, as in, through multiple.
Yeah.
I guess I would just touch this one time. And I figured that the best way to do it would be just if you had one bucket and you were just having a play to have a play, it would be better just to wet vac it out. At the end of the week, whatever's left, wet vac it out and then refill it.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. I've seen people do that approach before. I've put a snorkel down with a little pump, and it just gets out the bottom part, and I just had like a little switch, and I would just suck out the rest. And if I was just really trying to like clean out the bucket, but usually if I was trying to do a clean bucket, I'd have backup buckets for each site, and I just swap them out.
Of course. That's the other thing I thought. Yeah, just have another bucket ready, pick that shit up, take that one out. There you go.
That's the key. Yeah. Just swap them out. That I do it every week. Just clean it every week. Once you have a new nutrient solution, have it go into the bucket, clean it out. If you've got to drain them on site, though, that's why I had the little stand that I made out of PVC. They sit up like 8 inches off the ground.
What did you think the flower was like, dude?
Sorry. I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of control, but the thing about it is especially it's just going to be sitting in the nutrient solution. So you got to have a light solution in there, but you've got to have enough to keep it going because it's going to uptake everything. It's going to be sitting in the soup pretty much. And what I found to be the problem with them is when you go in for testing, it's really hard to flush them out because there's such a saturation level within like the heavy metals. That's one of the reasons why I got away from it. But in a smaller system, you can manage it a lot better. So,
and do you think cocoa's better for that, for the heavy metal situation?
I think it's a good buffer, but if you're going to use that as a substrate above the RDWC, it's just going to get.
No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
Okay.
I just meant they're similar performance, probably.
Yes.
And they're very air related. And I just wondered if you thought that buffered it out better.
It's got a lot more buffering ability. The fact that you can inoculate it with microbials and have a fungal food web going on in there and then kill it off at the end of the week. Like, I mean, just have a little life death cycle going every week, you know. You can put like some cleanse through it just to keep it fucking clean. And then the next day, wash it with some water, and the next morning go with an inoculation root drench. And then just give it very light nutrients for the rest of the week, and it's gonna be good. You just gotta like micro drip feed if you're gonna do cocoa.
At the moment, I'm doing 50% cocoa, 50% compost.
Okay.
And nice. I am absolutely loving it. Like,
it's clean,
the performance. Well, it's not about that. It's about how much water I can get in the pot. It's fucking staggering. Like, it's staggering. And knowing that there's air in that pot when there's that much water in there is also like quite mind-boggling. But whatever it is, the plants love it. And I know what it is. It's the air, right?
So are you using like a fibery cocoa, like a chunky cocoa?
No, I'm not. I'm using a cocoa that's 70-30 cocoa perlite. It's Eco Thrive for people who are in Britain. They make living soil, but they also happen to do this product 70-30. And it's long strand, I guess, regular cocoa, or medium even. But I would like that, the chunky stuff, because again, it's air, right? But I don't know how that it would probably mix pretty well with the compost, but for sure this stuff mixes real well. But it has been
just always a bitch. I always hated the perlite, but it does provide a good, aeration. But it's not doing much for moisture retention and shit like that.
But then I've also got compost in there, so that's helping with the moisture retention. But as it happens, you're quite right. It's every single day this gets fed. They just drink it dry. And actually, I kind of like that as well, because there's a certain amount of control in that. And there's also the little dry back thing. And definitely it's more performance than I've had in the last few years. And being in a pot, a container, incredible performance compared with a bed.
Are you kind of using it in like a sip slide type thing? So even like when I used my 10 gallons, basically, I always liked a layer, like at least a 2-inch layer of my like chunky cocoa to provide as like a buffer zone from being completely wet-footed. You know what I mean? Completely saturated in the bottom. So I'd leave 2 inches of chunky shit, and then maybe some, more broken down shit, reuse shit on top of that. And then it seemed like even in your case, if you're using the compost, you know what I mean? So it didn't get soggy, a nice airy layer, then your compost would be kind of nice.
That would be great. And I'm using hard pots as well. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it evolves, but there's no doubt I'll be doing it again because it's just been joyful, really. It is hands-on, and in any situation where I'd have to leave, it wouldn't, like, I got to be here every day. So it's like Caregiver said, you're going to have a dripper if you want to. But I quite like it relying on me. I joke with my wife, I'm like, I got to go feed the plants, they're fucked without me. I don't even know how they fucking, but which is obviously not the case. But
yeah, that's why I refuse to give up the hand watering. I just want it to be there.
Yeah. part of the team. I'm the water boy, you know. I'm the orange guy.
Gives them a little personal,
Yeah.
attention, and you can tell if something's not going right. You know what I mean? You got that one in the back that necessarily isn't drinking as fast. You can, oh, what the fuck's up with her? To where with that dripper, it's a little bit longer before you catch it. She may get miserable before you catch it because she's constantly at least moist.
Saturated, yeah. And the other thing is I'm using a gun, a spray gun, and so the cocoa with a spray gun, and the whole top of the pot's actually covered with malted barley. So I'm just spraying hard my solution on top of it's an organic solution on top of the cocoa, and it waters it really nice, real solid, even watering. Very impressive. Yeah.
I've already made my decision. When the next room I set up, as much as I love Mr. Smiley and all the stuff I picked up through him, 100% going back to cocoa. I'm like, right out of the bat, first one out, back to cocoa.
That's cool. It's a journey. We've never said anything but it's always situational. It's always situational. I can have beds. I'm making a new room. I don't want it. It's not what I want this time. Like, it was me pushing myself to that absolute max, but my situation doesn't dictate that that's the smart way to do it now. Not being able to move plants is such a bummer. Yeah, it outweighs not being able to move them around. That's outweighed by the having them all in a bed speaking to each other. Unfortunately, in my situation.
Fuck, even in all the tents there, and thank goodness I still got all them motherfuckers, all the plant caddies, man. Even in them tents, they were on plant caddies for multiple reasons. They weren't fucking developing wet spots underneath. Picked them up off the cool concrete during the weather months. Fucking provided a little cooler space underneath during the fucking summer months. And you could reach in with one hand, do a little plant maintenance, turn it, plant maintenance, turn it, plant maintenance. If you had to work on it, just stationary and not being able to get to the back of that plant, even heaven forbid, stuck in a scrog net. Now you got to fucking get under there. Oh, I don't miss none of that shit. Yeah. Back to the plant caddies, back to spinning them.
Yeah. It's big. It's a big deal. It's a thing where if you want to be that hands-on, excuse me.
To me, that is the craft cannabis, though. It's hands-on. There's good 100% good cannabis can be produced through automated cannabis, but I guarantee fucking hand watered or crafted cannabis, same strains would kick its Dotto's ass every time.
Yeah, so I'll stay organic most likely, but definitely that cocoa influence. It's a little bit of extra performance. We'll see how the flavor is. I'm sure it will be great.
What kind of a compost are you using?
It was straight compost that we just bought from a garden center, because we've actually bought thousands of liters of compost lately. And it was full of soil mites, but it's been bloody amazing. It's like rich and fucking lovely. But it was the cheapest compost I could buy in bulk. Yeah.
I get that.
But compost is compost. Once it's done its cycle, right, it looked like it was made out of bracken. but it might not have been. But that's what it looked like. Yeah. But when I repeat it, I was gonna say that I'll probably get some better compost. I probably won't. I probably will just grab whatever's local.
Yeah.
Like everything in the world, compost has gone up in value this year.
Yeah, even the free stuff I've seen it, like the municipal, your local city, to where you used to be able to just drive up and get that shit for free. They're like, we're charging for it this year. Yeah, they've realized there's value in it for sure.
We're making compost like fury here. It's like huge piles out the back. Like, we'll suck it up this year, but next year I want it made. It'd be better anyway. We've got a bunch of oak trees and we've got loads of grass. So we're just gonna keep mixing the leaves with the green from the grass, and it'll make good compost. Oh, and yeah, all the brown boxes from moving house, that's all in there as well.
I think that there'll come a time to where like composting practices will catch on in like a bigger scale, and you'll see it utilized in other ways, like for like geothermal type heating and cooling stuff like that. There's no reasons why like you couldn't set up, water lines going through compost piles and capture the heat that it puts off. You know what I mean? In the composting process. And I think even at that, you could use the water instead of kind of maybe going back and forth with the green and brown to control, the heat and this breaking down of the compost. Just regulate that with the water. You know what I mean? The whole temperature process with that.
They have those ground source heat pumps where outside the front of your house, you just dig into the ground and put the pipes in the ground. And it's so good now, it'll actually take heat out of the ground and heat your house. Well, this house I'm in, this has an air source heat pump where this will pull air from outside. It's a newfangled thing. It will pull air from the outside and heat this whole house. And I can walk anywhere in this house naked and it's the same temperature in every room. So yeah, for sure, already that technology is totally available because they could do it just by pulling it out of the ground already, right? So, and it's one of those things like your fridge where the liquid goes out, or it's just an air conditioner in reverse. Liquid goes outside, boils, comes back inside, heats up whatever it is that needs heating up, and then goes back outside to boil again. It's just some special gas with a very low boiling point.
That's a fucking good shit right there. I mean, like, especially like in like these desert countries, if they could actually like utilize the same type of like in reverse, like say we could go in floor heating. So if they needed to eliminate hot water problems or easy sources of hot water, they could run piping, like say in driveways, like you're saying, not necessarily in, they could do a blacktop driveway, run their piping in there, and then that be the source or a good portion of the source of hot water for that house. You know what I'm saying?
Funnily enough, YouTube keeps trying to punt me a video, and I haven't listened to it yet. It's one of them, where it's like, fuck off. It keeps trying to push me a video where it's like, America can't believe how Saudi Arabia's done this. And it's like, it's something like that, I think. Like, and there's another one, why the desert isn't full of solar panels. Apparently that doesn't work for some reason. I haven't watched that video either.
It's the dust and the sand.
Is it?
It eats
Just
away.
covers.
It's not.
Yeah.
It eats away at the crystalline layer.
Right.
Sandblasts it. And
Yeah, just sandblasts them off. Right.
The thing is if you're going to do that, you have to erect such a structure that it's like a giant solar panel that covers the desert underneath it. And
Yeah.
the
Right.
edge, yeah. And so it has to be like a massive one, like a mega structure essentially to stop that from happening. So until someone does that, it's not a good idea. The best way is the mirror facilities that they have, because the mirrors can take the sandblasting.
Surely the best way is geothermal. Surely, if you think about all in your brain, okay, so what's in the middle of the earth? Okay, fuck it, we'll just ignore that. Carry on with what we're doing.
Yeah, and that brings up, some weird questions too. Sounds good and great if we're doing it like, say, here. But what if, like, we have a bigger impact, we start geotherming everything, large scale. You know what I mean? It isn't just one hole punched and fucking we're dumping water in there and shit, but we're doing it large scale. Now we actually start fucking cooling the core. You know what I mean? And having some diverse effects on the core from, trying to cool it down or inadvertently cooling it down for, again, our needs and shit. Do you think that's possible? Do you think we could?
Needs. Our constant need for more power.
I think it's possible to be able to overdraw the pressure that's built up that the Earth's mantle relies on, to the point where if you depress that pressure where you're going to cool the core, but it would take such a drastic amount of draw from that I don't even think like every human drawing off of it right now would actually make a huge difference.
What about if we all bought an electric car and tried to charge it at the same time while making a cup of tea?
Now you're talking about lithium ion technology versus like what we were just talking geothermal. So cobalt and nickel mining and all that type of stuff can be way more.
I was talking about hunger for power, not
okay,
not batteries. Yeah.
Okay. Well, a hunger for power. Yeah. No, they it's always going to be it's always a consumption game with us, like through history. It doesn't matter what the resource is, but it's about consuming. We've gone to war over like wheat and opium and fucking oil, and now switching away from oil and all that stuff. And it's just like, we've done it every which way. It's always over a resource to consume us and everything. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's all about control of the resources. Like if they were shared a lot more economically, and that's the thing, is like people feel like they're not getting a fair shake or at a seat at the table to get it, and that's why all this conflict exists.
I think it boils down to like a dollar thing. The free energy and shit like that. Hydrogen energy, all kinds of shit like that is out there, but they can't make a buck off it. So they want to like follow the curve, like you're saying, but they refuse to give in to the free. You know what I mean? Because that isn't acceptable to them. They've come very acquainted to fucking making money off us any way they can. So fuck free. They would rather like dig up the earth, make us more battery reliant and shit like that, than to just give it up and go, okay, yeah, we're going electric. There is fucking 0 point energy, fucking shit like that. No, that's not feasible for the powers that be. Free's not in the plan.
No,
Never
it's
was.
not. It's about control. There's a new show on
That
Apple.
too.
Yeah, it's a new show about on Apple TV, and it's about like them all living in a bunker and everything. And they don't know if it's safe to go outside. They don't know how humans ended up in the bunker because they erased all their history from a certain time before and stuff. So it's really interesting to see. But the whole thing about it is if you really look at it, it's how we live, because we can't have a free society. We don't really know what it's like without control. We don't know what it would look like without control. It would be like absolute, like, would it be anarchy? Would we be able to control ourselves and stuff and everything? So it's a really kind of
every
like
situation you came across would be, and that's every single person you met, every situation you came across would be its own deal. You'd have to make a deal with every situation. And if there was 3 of you, oh shit, now you've got to make 2 deals, but maybe in front of each other. It would just be,
Yeah, that's why structures and everything exist, but then you have people taking advantage of the structure and the system and everything like that. And then it just, over time, it just builds on top of itself and becomes the clusterfuck that it is on every side. Doesn't matter east, west, whatever. So
somewhere along the way there, it mostly works, but there's still people taking advantage. But it works enough that the taking advantage bit doesn't matter. So they just allow that, and then that clusterfuck on top of that, and on and on and on. So yeah,
but that's just like an example of what I say and what I believe. Because like, damn, I'm sorry, that looks painful.
It is. I don't know if you can see how different they are.
Yeah, I can see the coloration. My eyes change colors too. Like they go between like a green and a blue, and then like there's a gray in between and stuff, just depending on what I'm wearing. But like I've never had it like opposite like that.
Mine go from small to smaller, if that's the same.
It's weird.
Yeah. Sorry.
I forgot what I was gonna say too. You kind of like threw me out there.
Yeah, I threw myself up. Because like anytime I see somebody
that motherfucker.
Yeah, no, anytime I see somebody messing with their eye, it always like throws me off, man. That's my thing. I was like, I can't eyes.
Right.
Yeah. No, we were talking about like all that bullshit that's kind of going on and stuff. So, but whatever. The clusterfuck. How humans always have to consume.
Be
power hungry.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out the near future with fucking the digital age and shit.
That's what I was going to say. Funnily enough, for the first time this month, either England or Britain, the majority of the power we consumed was made from wind power this month.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know how, I'd have to look properly at that statement, but yeah, we're an island, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, it makes sense. Definitely.
We've never paid more for power. I mean, power is the most expensive it's ever been. So that's as backwards as fuck, but that's what happened.
It would seem like fucking, and call me stupid by thinking, but like a true worm farm, it would think just like anything else, like a motor that charges a motor. You know what I mean? Once you got one to start, the other should kick in, and then it's like just like a car motor. You only need a battery to fucking start the motherfucker. Once it's started, the alternator runs the motor. You know, fucking it even makes extra, recharges battery if it fucking needs to. So why doesn't that type of shit work with, like, say, windmills and shit like that? Why can't you? Because if there's enough inertia to spin that blade and it sucks, or you know what I mean, either wind's pushing it or it's decided to push itself, it's then created some type of breeze, wind, whatever. You know what I mean? So why can't that like start a domino effect? So
perpetual energy.
You know what I mean? The wind just creates itself after the one kind of kicks it off, and then it starts a vacuum. That's what I've always wondered, because I have seen windmill fields and shit where they've actually stood still, and I'm like, How does that work? It seems like if you could just get one of them bitches to spin, it would start creating its own
Weirdly,
breeze, and the next thing.
they actually stop them, I believe. If it isn't windy enough, they turn them off, like lock them. Weirdly, I think so. When you've seen them still, I think it's because it's like, oh, it's inefficient to run them now, and I can't get my head around that. But I think that's the case. They just lock them off.
Even at that,
Something
it
would
seemed
move
like,
it, wouldn't it?
yeah, it seemed like, okay, we're to the day and age where we figure shit out. You know what I mean? So in my mind, right out the bat here, and you say that, well, why can't we? Why isn't there like a transmission type thing? So a different gears spinning a motor faster because there isn't as much wind. It's going around slower. So we switch to a bigger gear to make the fucking thing work the same. You know what I mean? There should be
It must be a
checks
wear
and
and tear thing.
balances.
If what I said is true, it must be a wear and tear thing, right? Because I believe they do have to change the blades every so often.
Yeah, yeah. But you would think again, and we'd be thinking in the long run too, that I don't know. It should be again, you would think like a maintenance thing. They just come in one day, fucking knock it out. We're gonna change this one and that one. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. Or
they erect them like non-stop anyway, so it's not a big deal. Like they know how to do it now. But yeah, loads of ours are out at sea. Some of the beaches I can go to around here. You go to the beach and there's a load out at sea.
that's an easy one there. I'd actually thought of that like a wave machine, like a fucking when I was a kid. Why can't they again something just be floating out in the water with a freewheel type thing to every time it comes in and pushes that paddle, it fucking pushes, creates, just spins something. You know what I mean? It just seems like too easy of a process
They
to put
have
one under
them.
every dock. Yeah.
Just this thing does enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know those things you can buy if you've got running water on your land. You can now purchase a thing like a cylinder that you put in the water, submerge it, and as the river goes by, it creates electricity. And just a small thing like that can create enough for you to live. So that already exists. And if you've got running water on your land, those things are amazing. Yeah, that's really cool.
Again, I just
They're
think
so
these
efficient.
are like spitball WEedNerdWorld ideas. You know what I mean? So if we wanted to, I really believe that we could get away from the petrodollar being dependent on fucking a lot of the bullshit we're dependent on. But they just won't let our ideas slide through because, again, back to what I said, there's no money in fucking perpetual or free shit. You know what I mean? They don't want us
That's
to
where we
figure it out.
started.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
working in like as like in environmental engineering and doing remediation, like I've like learned how like incorporating like remediation into like everyday things, like as you go and you pull resources like out of the planet and everything like that, and then like making sure everything you put back in is clean. Like it's got to be key and stuff going forward with like how we do a bunch of things. Like there's a bunch of like what you're saying, the renewable energy and stuff like that. You can tie those systems in directly with some of these remediation systems as well, and they all like work in tandem. And like how agroforestry reduces the carbon footprint, you can reduce the carbon footprint by going green and stuff like that even more so. So there's a lot of ways to like combine different like technologies and like processes together to like make this all really worth it. Just all the data's out there. People just aren't putting puzzle pieces together. Like you're talking about, like, why don't they do this? It's like, well, the thing is everybody leads by example. If someone's not fucking taking the charge, no one's gonna fucking do it. So yeah, something I learned in the military is like, if no one's fucking going the right way and you see the right way, it's your duty and your job to fucking lead by example, and everybody will follow you when they see you making headway.
True.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how many times people say like, oh no, that's not the way, it's not the way. If you see it's the way, do it, man. Lead by example. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, that's very true. I think a lot of people are afraid of that awkward or fucking mimic phase when people are just like,
Fuck it, man. Everybody's got their own thing. It doesn't matter if you're like on the same path as someone else. Like competition shouldn't scare anybody. If it does, you're in the wrong fucking job. You really are. That wasn't meant for you if you're scared of competition. So that's the way I look at it.
push harder.
Yeah. Make you think harder. If you can't fucking think harder, you're in the wrong fucking business. Sorry. That's the way it is. No one wants to face that truth. It's just how it comes down to. I've just been in a bunch of situations where I'm always ready to pull the trigger. I drop the fucking hat. Like, let's go. I'm ready to roll. Most people, once it comes push to shove and they see you're ready to go, they won't do it.
I've tried to fucking instill that in my kids, man. Don't put nothing off, man. That's the way I always ran my business. There was no, I'll get you next week. If I had fucking time today or fucking time tomorrow, man, I'd be there. They're fucking, I want to keep fucking today's slate clean in case whatever came, what amazing opportunity came up. I want to be able to seize that motherfucker, not all awkwardly. Yeah, sorry, I got 10 things in front of you. Will it be available next week? No. You want to fucking be able to fucking seize that shit if it comes your way.
Yeah, when I was younger, I was meek and mild and I wouldn't have done it, you know, like after I like learned what it meant to actually like be down and like, you know, put up or shut up type of thing, you know, it's just like, you know, one of my favorite sayings is, I'm just going to throw another fucking line out there is, everybody wants to be a gangster until it's time to do gangster shit, bro. And it's so fucking true. Everybody wants to sit there and talk like, oh, we should do this, we should do that. I do it like this, I do it like that. And it's just like, fucking do it, bro. Lead the way.
And that there's the military version like that. I think that I've heard probably through Goggins. Everybody says they want to go to heaven till it's time to die.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I love that dude because like I see he's a motivational speaker like in the teams and stuff like that in the SOCOM community before he like ever started getting on the gram and doing it, you know. So like there's a few guys that have made that transition and it's like, yeah, those are the voices that like we heard like every day and stuff, you know, like no offense, some civilians need to hear this shit. You know? It's good for everybody. It's not just like a warrior ethos, it's like a fucking work ethic ethos. You know, like the shit that he talks about. Like it's real shit. And he's like talking about like times where you're in training and stuff and it's like everybody's fucking tired but everybody still got to do the work and it's just like, you know what, fuck this, dig deep and let's fucking do it better right now. I don't care how fucking tired we are, let's fucking dig deep and fucking see who the fuck we are right at this moment, you know. And like I've seen that happen, I've been part of that and it's just like it's empowering, man. And if you haven't like had that moment where you're like at the bottom and you can't push through, like I said, like in any job, if you're trying to take on a job, you're in the wrong profession, man. If you can't push through, like you got to figure your thing out, something that you will be able to do that for. So it's just, that's the journey of life though.
I like Goggins.
Yeah.
I missed the beginning of your thing, but I was at boarding school in the 80s and they could just do what they wanted. We were just left. Our parents weren't going to be involved. So anyway, you live in houses and in my school, there were 5 houses and there were about 100 kids in each house of all different ages, right? From the oldest to the youngest. And you get house parents. They're just 2 teachers, but they're married and they're like your parents, but they're the parents for like 100 kids. It was like 85 kids.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, our house had won the cross country, which is like a long run in the countryside, for the last 22 years. And my housemaster was exceptionally keen that would be 23 and 24. So anyway, I was there for like 4 years before I get kicked out. We won it every year I was there just to get to the skip to the end. But so that was 26 years or whatever at that point.
Nice.
That guy, he, for whatever reason, was able to infuse every person of those 85, just about every person, because it's an aggregate of how everybody does, right? And so he would be able to, over the weeks and months that brought us to the race, he would be able to have us dig deep and find out who we were. And some of those kids, they were nerds. They were computer nerds. We only just had computers then, but like, those were people who were not there on a sports scholarship. You know, I was there on a sports scholarship. That was all good for me. I wanted to carry on like that. That was who I was. But some of those kids, that was not the case. And to see this guy be able to make every single person on that day go harder than they want to go, it was an amazing thing. You know, I guess I was 13 when that started happening, 13 to 17 or whatever. And you said, I've been a part of it. Yeah, it's a big deal when you're a part of a, you know, for me, it was just sports teams, but I got to roll with some of the best teams, and like, fucking hell, when, like, it doesn't matter what you think of yourself, when you're in the team and you know everyone else is good, it's like, yeah, we're on this. Yeah. Anyway,
there's not just a power you find like in like the team, but the power in yourself being part of that team, because it's just like that team wouldn't exist without all the parts, you included. So like, it's very self-empowering. It's not just like seeing what we can all accomplish together, but like everybody has that feeling. And when you all have that feeling and you're working together and you have that feeling, you can't even like describe what could become accomplishable if like we could harness that like on a mass scale too. Because like I've seen like me and like groups of people do shit that I'd never thought I'd be ever able to do. And just like, holy fuck, like if we could like harness these abilities and everybody could find this in themselves, like we'd be so much better as like a human race. So,
yeah, they were obviously professionals. Those people, that boarding school, were professionals in trying to keep children entertained for the whole fucking time. And also, 85 of us lived together, so it'd be easy for us all to hate each other.
Yes.
So to unite us is the smart thing to do, right? It was the smart thing to do, because then we just hated the other houses.
They did that to us in the military. We just like, we didn't like hate the other branches, but we had rivalry. Yeah, we would have rivalry. They just build it up, and it's just like, oh, don't let them be better than you, you know. But then like I was in the airborne, so that like transcended branches, because like we'd have everybody from every branch. Like once you got to a certain, like once you start jumping out of planes, it didn't matter what branch you're in. You know, it's just like, as long as you know how to jump out of a plane and you got wings on your fucking chest, I was like, I got you, bro. You know, you don't have wings on your chest. Oh, get out of here, you dirty, nasty leg. You know, so
something to be said about that. It's building a team like that. People will bond together, and when there's a common purpose, common goal, and when you get like a winning, attitude to it, at that point everybody's trying their hardest because nobody wants to be the weakest link in the team, basically, type thing. It's super cool what that team mentality can actually fucking push ahead like that winning effort, that winning mindset. Super strong. vibe, if you will.
Yeah, it was funny. I was talking to a friend of mine who I've known since I was about 17. And so I've known him all but school. And so just recently we were talking and I was talking about a sports situation or something. And he was like, I actually never played in a sports team. And because I went to school where you pay to go to school, it's always sport. It's all sport. Like half the curriculum was sport. It's all playing other schools, playing in every type of sport you could think of. I just never really knew that he never played a team sport. Like he didn't play in a club sport and they didn't do any school sports because he just went to the local school. So it was kind of weird that that experience isn't universal. Like already my kid plays in a sports team because like for the reasons we're kind of talking about, really.
Not only not universal, but it's almost seemingly like it is along with the arts in general, fucking disappearing, or it's
Right.
they're presenting it to like a pay to play type thing, which has always kind of pissed me off because, you know, people aren't always on the same financial footing. You never know where that fucking athlete's going to come from or where, the love for or the drive for something that you're passionate about doesn't start with fucking financial ability. You know what I mean? It starts with an idea and a passion in somebody, and somehow, some fucking way, they make that shit happen. But along the lines of the way, unfortunately, money is a fucking issue for, everybody every day in a lot of places. So, if your kid goes to school and now it's a fucking pay to play thing, or you have multiple kids, you know what I mean? And now football, I have fucking $200 a pop for fucking a couple of kids to play, and that's not necessarily in the budget. Sorry. Are you sure you want to fucking play? Or that becomes a thing. You know what I mean? You put that pressure. If I'm gonna put that kind of money out there, you better want to fucking play it, shit. You're gonna fucking play.
And it's so easy for a kid to play for 3 months and go, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, you playing now. I bought you the whole fucking uniform.
But nonetheless, finance, it could either discourage or encourage, kids, and I've heard that argument too. Well, the pay to play thing's only going to bring out fucking kids that are real serious and want to be here and shit. And I get that too. But like I said, it's probably disqualifying, some of your best athletes or team players because they may or not be able to be in the position to send that child to play. And especially and I've seen this and personally as well, a multi-sport fucking year. You know what I mean? Football, wrestling, that shit adds up on a fucking family too, especially when it's a pay to play thing. Now it's like, all right, this year's things are tough. Pick the one. You know what I mean? Which one are you really passionate about? So and then now we're seeing it more for like art and shit like that. You know what I mean? The things that really provide creativity and really build that team mentality, that strength shit, man, aren't like you're saying, they're not being offered to all schools and shit, even more so now that we're seeing homeschooling, which I think can be very beneficial, but you ain't seeing none of that. So I don't know. Weird society, but you encourage that shit.
All the sports people we watch, they're actually like, oh, I'd love to know who the best Formula One driver is. I don't mean the best, richest person who got into Formula One and was able to show you. I would like to know, let's find out from everywhere. And they do sometimes do these, TV does these programs, like where everyone can come along and find out how good they are at something. But for the most part, it's just who's the fastest sprinter, who could afford to do that,
No.
So do you think? Go ahead, Cam.
I was gonna say what you're talking about, it's really interesting. Like in training, like I get to see that because a lot of people think that they can go to the school or something like that. Even dive school is like this. Like so I went to airborne school, and like God, I want to say that we started out with like 500 people at the beginning, and we only had like 120 people at the end, like 200 people, something like that, because we had a recycled class. So they had like a bunch of people, because people get hurt in airborne school a bunch of times. So a bunch of people that like were in other classes, they came in and they like made our class like 200, but like our original class was only 120 people, because like, bro, they'll throw you out for fucking like folding your bed wrong, for like being late and stuff like that.
But how many times are you allowed to start again? You just have to wait a period of time.
They give you 3 chances,
Right,
I believe. Right. But you can, but that's if you're like coming into the airborne. If you're there from like an airborne unit and stuff, and your unit's paying for you to be there, you got to go back to your home unit, and then your unit, you got to like face the music when you go back there and be like, why didn't you make it with the money we just spent to send you there? We got to spend the money again to send you back, you know? So yeah, there's a lot of fucking pressure on some people. I was in my contract and I made it through the first time, but I will say, like, one run I did fall out and I was under the gun. You can only fall out of one run, and then after that you're fucking gone. So like I used up my one chance, so I was just like, oh shit, the whole time through school. But at the end, when you make it through, it's fucking like, you feel real good about yourself and stuff like that. But the attrition rate in like making it through is kind of ridiculous, especially when you get in like ranger school and some of the like dive schools in there. But like even commercial dive school, I started out with like 100 people and we only had 7 people left at the end. It's like dive school. So it was ridiculous.
I think that shit keeps things healthy.
Yeah.
You know, and as we were talking, you know, I was thinking back to the sports thing a little bit. You know, I did the everybody wins thing kind of put a dent into fucking sports, and was the pay to play thing maybe a retaliation of that? You know what I mean? You know, everybody doesn't win, kid. You have to play to play. That's the reality of it. And at that point, you know, is the pay to play or sports things being shunned on because of the individuality? Oh yeah, it's not so bad to beat your chest and fucking be better than the next guy, or, you know, want to be better than that team or whatever.
But you're kind of talking about toxic masculinity as well, aren't you? Because it's like, oh, actually, then, oh, don't. Yeah. And don't worry, women still do want you to be masculine. Like that other shit that you're going to hear, that isn't true. That is not fucking true.
There is a way to do that without being toxic, because like, trust me, I was around a lot of fucking toxic guys like that are just like, bro, you know, just like, oh my God. Like, I was just like, bro, get the fuck away from me the entire time. Because like my uncles, my dad were like that, and it was just like, oh my God, fuck you guys. Like, I grew up around that shit. I want to be around it. So like I was always like chill and mellow and stuff. I always try to keep things even keel. Now when my superiors are around and stuff like that, you got to look like the crazy army sergeant, like you're yelling at your fucking guys and you're dogging them out the whole time. The second they walk out of the AO, I'm like, all right, throw off the act, you know, and let's get to work. And so it's just kind of, that's my thing. It's like, as long as you fucking work, I don't give a shit. But if you have to fucking do all this bravado and everything, I see that as insecurity. I really do. And you don't want that on your team, honestly. Those are toxic people, and you don't need like toxic members on your team and stuff. There's a way to balance it out, though. There really is. And I feel like that's the only like fault with sports. Sports is so important, but we focus on like such toxic like traits of like unsportsmanlike conduct and stuff. Like they have like these, even in baseball now, you have like pitchers doing these TikTok dances on the fucking mound, and it's all about showing off now and stuff. And it's like, bro, get to the fucking game, play the game, and shake everybody's hand at the end, whoever fucking becomes the victor. This kind of I've got to be the winner mentality and you need to be the loser, and because you're the loser I'm going to down you and I'm going to be a sore fucking winner about it and stuff attitude that's in sports nowadays that is glorified, and people dance at the end of a fucking touchdown. That shit's toxic as fuck, and that shit's bleeding into our fucking like youth, and they're seeing that, and we're seeing the repercussions of it like all over, like making little TikTok videos over it and shit, and it's just like it's disgusting. It really is. It's like really fucking toxic. Sorry, I had a rant on that.
When I was about 12 years old on the rugby field, I shouted, "Kill them."
Yeah.
And the dude blew the whistle, and then he made me crawl the entire length of the field on my chest. And and then bollocked me, because it's like, that is not what we're doing. And like, my sentiment was correct. It just was poor choice of words.
Yes.
And he was like not having it and explained fully that is not. And like when I went to school, like you created a tunnel and clapped each other off, and then they created a tunnel and clapped you off. That like every single match.
Yeah.
So yeah, it ended at the end of the game as well.
That's good that he humbled you though. Like I was like the platoon guide in basic training, and like I got fucking like an elbow straight to the fucking eye socket by one of my drill sergeants because I was getting cocky. So fucking dude fucking checked me and I got put in my place real quick.
There's nothing wrong with appreciating greatness, if you will. You know what I mean? That touchdown dance. If you fucking just outran everybody on that field for fucking X amount of yards, you should be able to go, that was fucking pretty sweet, wasn't it? Anybody else say that? That was pretty nice. Huh?
Yeah, you can do that. Like, yeah, like throw it down. That's it. To just sit there, throw it down, have your whole team come up and do a little fucking point at them. They all drop, or you throw the football up and it bombs and stuff. Like, come the fuck on, dude. Move on. Now it's a whole fucking commercial break watching you guys do this shit. It's a pageant at that point. It's a fucking show. You're not playing the game.
To me, I guess that's why I don't play sports anymore. I guess because that mentality, I have that. I'm definitely that. My gentleman and my sportsman contact are two different things. I'll pick the one up after I leave. We're done playing, but when we get on that field or whatever, fuck yeah, I definitely be like, "Oh, did you see that shit? Beautiful shot, wasn't it?"
I don't know. I take things too serious apparently, but you know, it's just like I don't know. I just see it as like an issue that's like systemic that like bleeds into a bunch of other things.
Different eras, I guess. That's just the way I grew up, for sure.
No, I grew up around it too, but I also saw
I actually think you're slightly talking. I think there's a nuance here. I think that I think what Cannabis is saying is like, now when it is a thing where it's actually about that, it's about, oh, we've got a thing rehearsed. Let's do our little stupid rehearsed thing. And it's like, you could have done an extra 15 reps in practice while you were fucking doing this stupid shit. And it's like, maybe now with TikTok and everything, it's too much. And actually, is that a team thing? Look at me. I did the touchdown. Well, did you, dude? Because someone threw it to you.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Because I do think always there's been the throw it down and the fucking, you know.
Exactly.
I don't think I want my athletes dancing personally.
Like I've done that too. Like I got out of a pool from fucking swimming in laps and stuff, and like, yeah, you know, like when I fucking like win and I'm the anchor for the fucking relays and shit. Like I've done that in the pool, like where that's not necessarily the most traditional setting, but then I've also like been on the football team, and like when the guy who came like off the field and stuff like that, I fucking grab his helmet and I fucking go like that, you know. It's just I've done all that shit too, you know. Like it's just there's a point where it's too much, where it's overkill, and being able to humble ourselves has not been a priority. It's gone away. Like we're not as humble as we once were. I agree with Eagle saying like, yeah, we should be able to celebrate in the moment, but to a point to where it's sportsmanlike and where you've respected the other people because they're still out there and you still got to take them out. It's not over, you know?
Oh, I have, like, when I'm like, yeah, I definitely put that on the other foot. I can appreciate somebody, doing the same from coming from the other way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just makes me want to push harder.
Yeah,
but in the same aspect, if I'm going to run it on you like 3-4 times, but that third time, I'm going to definitely be talking some shit back and forth.
No, I hear you.
You didn't even see it coming. This is the third time, motherfucker.
I hear you. If you're trying to just do like psychological warfare at that point, like when you're still like winning and stuff like that, like I said, there's a point where it gets to it, and it's just like, you have to respect the other person. And I'm not saying that, like I'm the snowflake or anything like that, because like, hey man, I'll still go out and play tackle football to this fucking day. I know most people my age, when I say that, they look at me like, bro, I'm too old for that shit. I'm like, that's what I fucking thought. And when you say we won last weekend, just know that it wasn't you. So I'm a put up or shut up type of person, and if you're putting up, I'll shut up. But, don't overstep and show the disrespect. Because it doesn't have to stay on the field.
Well, and again, I think like when it comes to like football and stuff, like it's Green 13 pointed out, somebody did. It takes everybody on that field to make that happen. The blockers got to block to give the fucking quarterback time to fucking actually do his thing. There we go. I was just gonna leave it at that. Do his thing, make his play happen, and fucking somebody's got to receive that ball, run with it. It's got to be everything's got to fall into play. But again, I think it is a part celebration for that player's individual achievement when he does get into the end zone. But again, it's a celebration for the team because that is the fucking, you know what I mean? That end zone dance isn't necessarily his. We did it. You know what I mean? We fucking got this point. You know what I mean? Some of it may be, we got it. Fucking, it was me that ran fucking 80 yards. Yeah. You know what I mean? But in the end, too, it's a celebration for the team because that was the goal, was to score the team fucking 7 more points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I hear you. You can celebrate a win. I get like celebrating a win.
Just let the cheerleaders do the cheerleaders.
I really diverted.
Yeah,
I really diverted.
Let the cheerleaders be the cheerleaders, bro. That's like the thing.
For when I was talking earlier, how easily it is to like put a team together and make them feel part of a team. You know what I mean? And that is as simple as you were kind of talking about the wings thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You take even a crew on a job site, anything else, a team, you take a bunch of people and you fucking let them show up in their everyday clothes. They may get that job done well. They may even get along if you're lucky. But you can take that same group of guys, pass them out fucking company t-shirts. Boom, 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 boom. Now they all start working together because they've already got that like team feel. They look around, I got the same shirt as you and shit. They start working as a team. So it really isn't much to actually push the group that way. You know what I mean? Like a common goal or a fucking t-shirt that everybody has, makes them feel a little bit on that common or equal playing field. We're working together as a team.
Yeah. And that's all I'm saying towards sports is like, we're all here to play this game, like work together towards it, whether win or lose.
So that's all I'm saying. Like, take the over celebratory and the insults out of it, essentially. You know, you can be psychological on the field because that's just a strategy. I get that. It's like, I'll fucking do that shit myself, bro. You want to play dirty? I'll fucking I match energy, bro.
5 o'clock, guys. A
It is.
point to
Damn.
wrap this one up.
I'm gonna go and get in the shower.
Thank you guys for helping. This was like tonight was like old school wormhole kind of.
Nice and chilled.
Yeah.
My wife's upstairs with earplugs in though. What the fuck?
Sorry.
I let the dog in as well and everything.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Cheers,
my friend.
Have
Always
a good one,
nice
Eagle.
to see you. You
Yeah,
too,
man.
brother.
Later.
Have a good one. Both of you guys. Don't forget to call your mothers. So I guess not Green 13. March 19th.
Fuck that bitch anyway.
Just normal day here. That's so fucking funny. I guess in America, United States, wherever you celebrate Mother's Day, don't forget to pass on the goodwill to your mothers. Thank you guys very much, man. I can't tell you guys how much I am missing to do the shout outs because I really love that, to be honest with you. Kind of makes me sad not to do it. But if this is the end of your day, your journey, please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, your journey, please take time out for a little bit of self-love, a little bit of meditation along the lines of what I'm hoping is an amazing Mother's Day Sunday for you. Please take time out to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. Not afraid to admit that I've been helped along my way once or twice. I hope to repeat the free favors many, many times. With that being said, enjoy your Sunday. Chances are super good I will see you later this evening. That being said, I am out of here, guys. Love you.